Welcome. Today I'm going to show you one of the most powerful moves in the game when it comes to 3-point shot hunting off of screens. This is one of those moves that if you put this in your bag, it's going to take your game to the next level for sure. So y'all be sure to drop a like, hit that sub button, subscribe if you're new, and let's get into it. Now the first thing I want to get into is my hesitation move. I've updated my hesitation to be Kobe White now, because when I combo this with my escape, it's easy to go back and forth, and it helps me trigger my escape out of this HESI very easily. Now my escape is still Stephen Curry. So far this has been one of the best escape moves in the game. It gives you a lot of space when you trigger it to go in either direction, left or right, so I strongly recommend having that on. And I'm going to break it down to y'all from the HESI to the escape to the combo to me actually showing y'all how to use it behind screens. Now to do a HESI is very simple. Just hold right trigger or R2 and flick the right stick in the direction of the ball hand. So if it's in your right hand, you flick to the right hand. If it's in your left hand, you flick the right stick to the left hand. For the escape, you just flick it opposite of the ball hand. So if the ball is in your right hand, you flick the right stick to the left hand. If the ball is in your left hand, you flick the right stick to the right hand. Simple. Now for my player, I'm right-handed, so sometimes when I go to the left with the escape, I get this animation I'm about to show y'all right here. And if you get this crossover animation, it's not a bad animation, but if you find yourself getting this, just flick the stick slightly up when you're going to the left or the right if you're getting that crossover animation, and that'll fix your problem. Just slightly, not a lot, because you don't want to do a crossover. Now as an extra tip for all of you who haven't already seen the video, which I showed y'all how to hit the behind the back out of the escape, that's a very powerful move behind the screen as well, because if you catch your man going one way and you hit him with that behind the back and snatch him the other way just like this in this replay, it's going to be almost impossible to keep up with you if they get hit on that screen, and you'll be open for a 3. And as you can see, I will go back to the other way with the escape, and it's very nasty, but I dropped a video on that, so y'all can check that out. I'll drop that in the pinned comment for sure. But this is what y'all want to see right here: how to spam the HESI escape back and forth behind the screen until they hit it and you get open for a 3. Now I'm going to show it to y'all in super slow motion, starting with the ball in my left hand. I do a HESI holding right trigger. I flick the right stick to the left to trigger the HESI. Now once the HESI is triggered, you flick the right stick to the right to trigger the escape, opposite ball hand, and then you flick the right stick again to the right to do the HESI, and then you flick it to the left to do the escape, and you flick it to the left to do the HESI, and then you flick it to the right to do the escape, and then you flick it to the right to do the HESI, and then you spam that back and forth. So in simple terms, you're just triggering the escape and then doing the HESI and then doing the escape to the other way and then doing the HESI, and then just going back and forth as many times as you want, as many times as you can do it. And it's really that simple as long as you have on the animations. Now you don't have to do it, let the whole thing play out if you don't want to, but you can do it really quick, you can do it really fast. You can let the animation, the escape play out a little bit more before you do the HESI and go back the other way. So it's different ways and approaches you could take depending on how the defense is playing on you. So you definitely want to keep that in mind as well. But as you can see here, sometimes you might hit the wrong button, especially when you're in a game trying to trigger all these moves. But it's okay, because it's easy to get right back into it as long as you just start off with the HESI. That's why I like starting off with the HESI, because you can always, hit a step back, HESI, and then get right back into the move. You know what I'm saying? So even if you mess it up, it's not hard to get back into it, to go back left and right, as you can see here. But you do need to practice to get the timing down, and I strongly recommend practicing against AI, because practicing in the my court is very easy, and it will give you some false confidence if you're just going into the my court and practicing something and then trying to go out in a game and practice it for the first time when somebody's actually defending you. So I strongly recommend having somebody defend you. And for this video for y'all, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna do a 2-on-2 game, and I'm gonna shoot off the pick and roll just so y'all can see how effective it can be. Now I know a lot of y'all have seen this being done to y'all into a game, and y'all might have been wondering, like myself, how are these players moving this fast and I have nearly the same speed with ball? But it's all about the animations and triggering the animations. If you're able to trigger these animations in the right sequence, you will be moving just as fast, getting those same speed boosts, be just as quick. It's not that difficult, trust me. Like, this is the first year I spent time really trying to learn all these dribble moves and all these animations to make my player the best, because I feel like I need to with the movement on the game. So I'm here to show y'all and understand. I got a whole playlist dedicated to all these dribble moves, which y'all can watch and y'all can learn, y'all can get better. Now as you can see, the thing about practicing with the AI is they only give you one screen. They're not gonna set them back and forth like a real screen, like a real user would. As soon as they hit that screen, they rolling or they popping out. So as you can see there, I gotta recall it, but as you can see, I get space. If you can get wide open against the AI, against good defenders, off of a screen is being set one time, you're in good shape, you're in good condition. Because once they hit it, as you can see, you are in full control. You can either let the animation play out, or you can go back the other way for a good shot. Now that's an open shot, I just missed it. But once they hit it, especially if they go under, it's completely over. But they get stuck, if your center has brick wall Hall of Fame or on legend, and the defender doesn't have pick dodger, it's absolutely cake. Because if they get stuck in that animation and the way you can go back and forth with this move set, it's going to be too tough to guard you for sure. As you can see, I'm getting that crossover animation I was showing y'all at the beginning of the video that sometimes you might get. I was trying to show y'all that, look, that's not a bad animation to get sometimes if you use it the right way. You don't always have to let the escape play out or try to hit the escape. Sometimes the crossover is just enough. The escape just gives you more range and more time for your animation to play out. So if you want to go over further, you can go over further, and at the same time you can cancel it out and go behind the back a lot quicker. But as you can see, the screen dancing behind the screen, Luka has no answer for me, you know what I'm saying? So this is very difficult to guard with elite screeners and players who know just when to time the right animation to go the right direction as soon as you get caught on the screen. Because once you get caught on the screen, it's nothing you can do about it. It's almost unstoppable. You need help from the other person in the pick and roll, and if they help too much, then that's going to open up the screener to score some buckets. And if you can master this, you can pretty much get a bucket or a good look every single time, as long as you have somebody that's good at setting screens. If you don't have anybody that's good at setting screens, you're going to struggle. You know what I'm saying? Because if you got a lock that's not getting hit, it's not going to work too well for you. But if they're playing up too much, and if you got speed, you might can get by him. But like right there, Luka played that perfectly. He recovered, even though I made him stumble a little bit. But I got it very tight. I still greened it. You do not want to get very tight, because that's not really good shots. I mean, since you can hit it if you play with rhythm shooting at times, but that's not a very good look. I'm not going to lie to you. So try to get wide open, try to get open, because that's the best looks you want to get in game. You want to simulate like you're getting in game looks, and that's a good look. That's wide open right there. As you can see, we come back, Wembanyama with a screen. That's a great screen. Somehow Luka still kind of gets a hand up, and I get open coverage that should have been wide open. Maybe if I take a step back, hit him with a step back, that would have been wide open. But it's also very important that, you know, if you're going to be the one shooting off the screen, that you need to be able to shoot. So if you're having trouble shooting, be sure to check out my last video about shooting, where you can remap your buttons on your controller to make rhythm shooting a lot easier. That could definitely make the game a lot better for you and a lot easier and give you an advantage. But also, I want to let y'all know something. You know, a lot of the time when y'all see players moving like crazy fast, it's a lot of the time it's just because of their animations and the combos they have. It's not that they necessarily just built that much different than your player. They just got the right animations equipped, and they know the right moves to trigger those animations and a combo in a fashion to make them move way faster than your player. I know sometimes I was out there like, wow, I got all this speed with ball, but I'm not moving like these players. And then it clicked. I figured it out. And once you figure it out, right, once it clicks for you, because one day it will click, it'll also make you better on defense, bro. You will know what moves players are trying to attempt, what they're trying to do, and which way they're going to come to make it easier for you to steal the ball. And when that happens, your game will officially be at the next level. Because trust me, one thing about me practicing these moves is when I see other people do them, I can anticipate what they're going to do next or where they're trying to go with them. And it's a lot easier to defend once you know people's moveset and you can predict where they're going. It's like watching film. Once you know the film, man, you know what's coming, you're gonna get the stop. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Y'all be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, cut those notifications on. Until next time, Densky out.